M-Tash, look for a huge raid. Oh my god, is it time to watch the M-Tash videos? Don't roast me, dude. I think M-Tash might not know that I'm one of the sponsored CCs for Duet Night Abyss that has been saying that it's getting overglazed. I was saying that Duet Night Abyss felt like an Ethereum restart again, where people were overglazing the game when the quality wasn't there or initially, right? Now, I obviously don't know now. I haven't played that much outside of the sponsor stream yesterday. And I'm gonna be honest, Lizbel, or whatever her name is really fucking fun. But we'll see. Let's check out M-Tash's review. Remember, chat, my take on Duet Night Abyss, even after yesterday, I will say my takeaway after yesterday was what I wanted changed never changed. One of my biggest gripes about Duet Night Abyss since the first CBT I played was that the movement and animations feel too stiff. For the most part, it still is that. And I legitimately think that's why in the last like 2 live streams that they shown of this game, they showed like 3 minutes of gameplay total between 2 full live streams. There's a very good reason for that. You know, like clearly they really wanted everybody to focus on the monetization and the quality of lives rather than the gameplay, right? And at the end of the day, it's called a game. Nobody plays monetization. People play games, right? And if the game isn't good, then it doesn't fucking matter how good the monetization is. Also, endgame is ass. The way they copied Hoya and made it based on how fast you need to clear, aka DPS check, ruined so many good builds with long setups. Yeah, at this point, I've just accepted that most games don't know how to fucking create any endgame besides time-based endgame, so...
Everyone, MTAS here, and tonight I want to make a video on Duet Night Abyss. The servers are kind of falling apart right now, so I don't really want to play much more. I want to discuss, is this game any good? Is this game popping off? What are my overall thoughts? It looks a lot like Wuthering Waves to me. Very visually similar. I was like, oh, yo, is that Shorekeeper? The world looks like pretty good. Graphically, I'm fine with it. It's a mixture of First Descendant, Warframe, Wuthering Waves. It's a looter shooter that is very similar to those games. So similar that you could even say that there may be a little bit of plagiarism. Yeah, like a little bit of plagiarism. You know, even unlocking a door has the same unlocking mechanic as Warframe. Like, literally identical. But sometimes you take in some of these other games and you take inspiration and then you make it better. But is this game better than what is already on the market? Or is it just an anime paint job on a inferior product? Let's have a little chat, okay? I think that they made a gacha game and then they converted it, and it's super apparent because there's so many little chests and little things you need to do, little mini games, but that gates your progression. If you don't do some of these things, eventually you're not going to be high enough level to level up your gear and your weapons, because you can't level up your characters and your weapons and stuff just by grinding. You have to ascend them, and you can't ascend weapons if you're not a high enough rank. But the other problem is they have the same...
How far can you infinitely progress your trial rank or whatever if you just do story? Is it your mistake?
kind of gacha systems where to level up particular weapons and particular characters, you need to
skip forward so I don't get canceled? I mean, we gotta hear it out. What did you say?
Seemingly regional pieces of loot. And I hate that. I really hate that. Warframe can be very obscure and can do that as well. And First Descent, like, I understand that you're going to need different materials to level different things, but I worry, is this just going to be a worse looter shooter because there are still gacha vibes? In the First Descent...
Wait, did you think this material was only attainable through like regional exploration loot or something? Because this is like really easily attainable through exploration. Oh yeah, no, you can literally obtain this through fucking your like, I don't even know what the fuck you call it. Your alignments, as well as like other dungeons as well. Yeah, the commissions. You could literally trade in. So you guys, what do you call that, chat? The chaos, the morality, those things. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what those are called. Not chaos or nightmare. Whatever. What you guys know what I mean. You could buy these from that shop as well.
If you want to grind up your gun and you want to grind up all your mods, you could just go slam and grind and farm and do it. And you just get the materials and there's no problem.
It's my off day.
I'm already starting to worry, like, oh god, am I gonna start getting gated because I refuse to go climb that mountain and get a chest? If you look at the overall game, you've got different melee weapons and they're cool. There's very different builds.
Was the connection this bad yesterday, chat? After I'm assuming you recorded this after I ended stream. Like, this is crazy. Still is? It's still going on. Oh, brother. Servers went down. How? What's happening? I have no issues. Not for everyone. I didn't have any issues yesterday at all. Yeah, I don't know. The game buffers for anyone with a UID starting with 3043. What does that even mean?
Miles, I'm sorry about the servers. This is like a much faster kind of spear glaive type weapon.
Is that actually true?
Very different from the sword versus the two-handed sword versus the daggers. That's good. I've got a regular gun here, and you know, this is like an automatic weapon, but also 2 seconds into the game, I got a flamethrower. So like I see the potential here of like the power fantasy, the fun factor. I could see what they're trying to cook. You've got the different characters with their different abilities. I don't think anything here is necessarily terrible or bad or wrong or anything. It is anime Warframe. It is anime First Descendant. But is this game going to be worth your time? Is it going to be worth playing over some of the other options that are out on the market? And I don't necessarily have that answer, but so far while I'm playing it, I have felt it is undercooked.
I agree.
The movement mechanics, like the jumping, the climbing, I am phasing through things. It's like the physics aren't there.
Chat, just a reminder. The first time I ever gave feedback on this game for mobility and animations and fixing stiffness was back in February 27th, 2025. And this was sent directly to the developers because they specifically asked. Like, the devs and staff reached out to me and said, "Hi, Bob, wondering if you have any suggestions or feedback for the game. We'll love to hear about your thoughts and share with the dev team directly." This was in February 2025. And sure, a bunch of those things, I think, were implemented in the list that we sent. But one of the biggest things was animations and how stiff the movement is. And that just, like, did not see any improvement at all. Like, it's the same thing. So... did they ever change the movements or anything after the CPT? After I played yesterday, I can say the movement and like animations feel exactly the same from the first CBT. I don't personally feel any difference. I think the only differences you might feel is if you're playing a different character that wasn't available at CBT1. That's why I'm saying Lizbel feels decent because she has her own mobility move that's separate from the normal mobility. But the base mobility is just... the dash is new, yeah, but the dash don't feel good. You do like a sky jump and do the 2 dashes. The dashes are like some fucking like goddamn like cactus animation, man. It just feels like really undercooked. Only sprint button and grapple, rest is the same. Yeah, like
in combat, I'm trying to slice and trying to dice. I'm trying to use my melee, and it's just missing. My abilities are missing. You can target some enemies. They show you in one of the boss fights. You can target enemies. Some enemies you can't target. It won't let you target them.
I think that's the thing, Jam Master. I think that's the thing, right? Not having momentum, right? Like the dash should carry on the momentum of your movement that you're currently doing, right? It shouldn't literally just like cut off whatever you're doing and then just be like its own little animation. That just feels like such a it kind of is weird.
Is your ability and you fly over top and it feels terrible. And I in 5 hours or 4 hours or 3 hours, I thought I would fight something that was like a threat. I fought a boss. It had multiple armor pieces, and you had to break the armor. I was like, "Oh, here we go!" And I one shot it. I killed it instantly. And I have another buddy that he's playing, and he's a little bit further ahead, and he's just skipping everything, all the story. And
that part's great, to be honest. I love being able to skip the entire fucking story. Let's be honest.
Yet to fight anything. And here's the crazy thing is in a lot of these gacha games, I feel like there's too much story. I have jumped in it. I'm a twin who has lost my memory in a new world. I came here. I don't know how I got here. Everyone realizes I'm super powerful. I feel like it's the same story in all these gacha games. It's like 5% different in all these gacha games. And they have been yapping so much. Like, it is crazy how much story there has been already, and how much downtime there is in between fighting, and how much time there is doing all the different systems and all the different things. Like, I feel like I'm just getting told and tutorialed and talked to, and then
I think we should watch a second video. All right, because this is the new one, right? This is a new one. This is probably a better like summary of like his entire like experience.
Gamers, the current state of this game is unplayable, at least for me on my server.
You know what's disappointing though? You know what's disappointing? Because I genuinely think Stellasora is a really fun game, and I actually think Stellasora has a better game at its core than Duet Night Abyss does. But MTash didn't even last day 2 on Stellasora. He's on day 2 on Duet Night Abyss. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna be honest. If we take all sponsors and everything out of this, I would play Stellasora over Duet Night Abyss 10 times out of 10.
It is constantly buffering. The servers are really, really struggling right now. So I can play for like a couple seconds, and then it buffers and it buffers.
No shot.
I wanted to give you...
If this is your experience, are you going to be playing this over Stellasora? What do you say?
Another updated thoughts so far. It's hard to be positive when, you know, there seems to be some quality issues or
you
just
said
some
it's
server
core.
issues. I know lots of games
yeah,
lots of server
but like,
issues, so that's a problem.
Listen, if a core part of the audience is just getting infinite loading simulator, that's not good.
But I have put in quite a bit more time now today, another like 3 hours, and I've started to work with some of the systems. And
little bro,
I think I can just confidently say,
did you just tell me having a buffering screen in a video game every fucking 5 seconds doesn't look that bad? Man, we are just like on some different dimension of copium nowadays. What are we saying? Holy good God. That has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, it feels like I'm just playing Anime vs. Ascendant or Warframe. So, with my character, I've got my demon wedges, and I'm working on maxing out the demon wedges that are available. I don't know if I can make the video because the servers are there. This is my base attack. This one increases my skill range so that my area of effect is larger. This one down here, once it loads, this one gives me a little bit more mana or sanity, whatever, and it also gives me more efficiency, so it's cheaper to cast my skills. And so the same thing is going with the weapons. We've got crit rate, we've got crit damage, but the one thing I will say is my weapon got a really cool one that like changes the attack. So I'm gonna just take this off. If I attack normally with this spear...
No, don't get me wrong. I think Duet Night Abyss, if they fix a lot of the issues and polish the game, it could be like really good. You know? Because the premise of the game is exactly what I think a lot of people want, right? A fucking anime Warframe? Hell yeah, sign me the fuck up. But it's like, are they going to? Are we gonna get there?
Here, it's got this kind of slashing vibe. This is what the weapon looks like. But if I equip this other demon wedge, and it's quite expensive to use, it will allow me to kind of do these thrusting attacks, and it has like a AoE, way more AoE.
Bro, I want one of these demon wedges that change up your auto animation, because I wonder if it works for consonance weapons.
Way harder. And this is cool. So this definitely changes up the weapon, and there's going to be ones for different guns.
This is why I'm saying there's a lot of stuff in Duet Night Abyss that are like, okay, this could be really fucking cool. You know, you can make like some really unique builds with different characters, especially seeing how they might, interact with their abilities. But it's like, oh, man.
And different weapons. That's pretty cool. I also have started working towards forging more kind of end game stuff. I'm working right now on forging this weapon, but I need a lot of materials to do that. But the reason I wanted to get this weapon is it's kind of like the signature one. It gives more skill range so that I can have more area of effect.
So what it sounds like from what Carlos says is if you made your account past a certain... Oh, wait, no. Apparently, no. From what I heard as well, UIDs aren't even, like, sequential. It's, like, random what UID you get. Is that true, by the way? Yeah, the UID you receive is complete random. It's not sequential. And what Carlos is saying is if you got RNG'd into a UID that's higher than a certain number, you get lag. If you RNG'd a UID lower than a certain number, you don't get lag. I don't know if that's how that works. That sounds so ridiculously dumb. How would you even fuck that up like that? That doesn't even make sense. It's a certain UID start that causes your account to buffer every 5 seconds. I had to make 4 accounts to get one that worked. So we're really re-rolling for UIDs now, huh? We're not re-rolling for characters, we're re-rolling for UIDs. That's insane. That's the universe we live in now.
On my little jellyfish. And... the weapons are cool. I want this weapon because I want more area.
No, apparently
of
it's not being over that number. Apparently it's if that number is in your UID, right? You know how like in Genshin, there's a lot of people with like what's my UID? My UID is 600769625, right? Maybe the bug is everybody who has 600 in their fucking UID, and in American servers you can get 300013, 300333, 300433, 300383, 103, 113, and possibly others. 30043 specifically bricks your account. Okay, so there's like... So, apparently, there's like 10 different possible starts to your UID you can get, and one specifically obliterates your game. Nobody cares! You guys, you're literally not free to play. Like, how does it feel to be a whale flexing on a free to play? That literally is like the most nonsensical, pointless thing ever, okay? Like, I'm free to play, bro. Like, it doesn't faze me. I'm gonna be there soon.
And like that vibe is there.
I don't flex on free to plays. I respect free to plays. Okay.
Just like it was in First Ascended, just like it is in Warframe. There's weapons that I'm like, oh, that sounds powerful. I want to chase that, but I am still yet to have that feeling of like I need it to progress. I need it to do anything. My chest
is so sore.
Everything just dies instantly in one hit, and now that I have invested more into my character, now that I'm starting to get these demon wedges for my weapons and I'm starting to upgrade these things, well, now they're just dying easier. Like, it's literally like one bullet is going into some of these enemies and they're dying. So, and I'm not even fully upgraded on my character, on my weapons, yada, yada, yada. I'm still barely pushing through the story, but the one thing I will say is,
to be fair, let me re-listen to what he said there.
Graded on my into some of these enemies, they're dying. So it's literally like one bullet is going into some of these enemies, they're dying. So
okay, to be fair though, I feel like that's like the same in Warframe as well. Unless the game has changed so dramatically. I swear back in the day you could be like a fucking low level frame and just like obliterate like end game mobs depending on like, the build. So I don't really think that matters. Oh wait, MTash does have the 300043 UID, bro. MTash, you gotta re-roll, man. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 300043. 3000 You lost the UID gacha. Unlucky. Ooh. Sorry, they said they removed gacha, but they put the gacha into UIDs. Yep.
And I'm not even fully upgraded on my character, on my weapons, yada yada yada. I'm still barely pushing through the story, but the one thing I will say is the yapping. It's just like a traditional anime gacha game. There's so much story. I just went on a date with a character and took her photo, and it's like, that is not, you know, for people that play these games, target market endlessly. Great. I don't know if that market, it is just an unpolished game. And if they don't fix the servers, I'm never playing again. I'm personally going to take a break. And if they fix these servers, I will put more effort in. But at the current state of the game, the current stuff that I'm experiencing, I don't want to play anymore. And they might make this game a lot better in the future, but I can already tell, I just don't think that this one is, like, worth my time. I don't have a sense of like, wanting to continue. I don't have a sense of wanting to power up because you know, I don't know. I've watched some other people fight the bosses, and, you know, I'm not even at the bosses yet, but I watch other people, like, it looks so...
Chad, is anybody glazing the Duet Night Abyss experience right now? Everyone? Really? You went sponsored? I don't think I really overglazed the game when I was sponsored yesterday. I think I was pretty realistic. Anybody not sponsored? Jenna kind of really. Jenna was glazing this game really hard, but I thought he was. I don't think he would have. I don't think so. No, he wasn't. Yeah. Not glazed, but he enjoyed it. No, I think that's the same with me, right? I think chat, you have to be honest. I was enjoying Lisbel a lot yesterday. Like, that wasn't like sponsored paid actor. That was actually just like the character's fun to play, right? But you could have fun in something that you still think is problematic, right? Like, I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't think that's glazed. I'm saying it's like anybody just like saying like, oh my god, this game is perfect. There's no way, right? This is why I swear, chat. I don't want to say I knew it, but I knew it. I did say that I felt like the game was getting overglazed. Wait, no, don't tell me, Brax. Don't tell me. No, there's no way. There's no way Brax is. It has to be sponsored. These have to be sponsored.
What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing off Berenica, who's one of my favorite characters from Duet Night Abyss. This video's not sponsored. I'm just going to show you what she does.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Duet Night Abyss just launched, and that means
this one definitely has to be sponsored. No, I don't see anything. Hard to say. Hard to say. Oh my god, bro dropped 4 videos. He likes the game? I mean, listen, you know, at the end of the day, fun is subjective. Maybe he does really like the game. And like I said, I liked the game yesterday too. But there's got to be like a bunch of there's no way he's like ignoring like, you know, the issues. So, do you realize that Warframe itself is also jank and stuff? No, 100%. But I don't think Duet Night Abyss gets the excuse as like, you know, oh, Warframe had 10 years to cook to the movement it is today. That's why Duet Night Abyss needs 10 years too. Like, I never agree with that type of sentiment. That makes no sense, right? Like, I'll keep making the same fucking example, right? Do you think then that means when someone finally decides to make a car from the horse carriage that they had to like revert to like not knowing how to use the wheel and then had to start from square wheels? Like, that doesn't make any sense, okay? You go from where progression and like innovation has gotten you to that point and then build upon it yourself, all right? Wood wheels? No. You don't, like, when developers make a new game, like after referencing another one, they just don't like have like fucking Men in Blacks come into their fucking office and be like, fucking neuralizer, neuralizer, neuralizer. You have all lost your memory. You don't know anything about any video games ever. Make this. Like, that's not what happens, right? They all have an idea of what they're basing their game off of, and they build upon it. So like, it should quality-wise be of the same level or maybe even possibly better, right? So Gotcha Smack spoke about that yesterday and said that they have no excuse since they had Warframe as a reference. That's what I'm saying, you know. I genuinely don't think that. I think the people who defend games and say like, you know, oh, this game had 10 years to cook, that's just like the worst defense in the history. Can Brax stop liking games? I feel like all the games he plays always get fucked, like when you like a character in a gacha game before they come out. Okay, first of all, characters I like don't get fucked, okay? I like Yuno, and she's great. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Wuha launch was absolute dog shit, but people supported it because they thought it was a Genshin killer, and it got way better than its launch in Genshin, but I genuinely don't know why people hate Duet Night Abyss so much other than the server issues and gameplay, which can be fixed within a couple patches. So I think my issue with that comparison is, like, I don't think Wuha, even with all of its release issues, the gameplay felt bad, right? Like, most of Wuha's issues were not gameplay related. Most of Wuha's issues were compatibility or just technical issues, you know? Wuha's actual gameplay was crisp and clean, right? I think the biggest issue with Duet Night Abyss right now is that the gameplay is a little stiff, you know? And especially if you're someone who's wanting to go from Warframe to Duet Night Abyss, it's not gonna feel that good, right? Like, I guess the best example is like, what if we took someone who has never played any gacha games or anime games, who only played Warframe, and then put them into Duet Night Abyss? Would they think Duet Night Abyss is a game worth putting time into outside of Warframe? I don't think they'd say yes. I think they'd be like, you know, this has potential, but I think it needs time. You know, I think that's what most people would say, right? What browser are you using? Don't use this thing. It's Opera GX. It's fucking shit. This is how top posts in Reddit look like. The top post. Is this for Duet Night Abyss? Okay, I'm sorry, but this is not the same character. I mean, it kind of looks the same. Kind of disappointed. Okay, so after playing for hours, I have to say I'm not feeling it. This is an opinion from someone who played a lot of Warframe and plays Wuha. My main worry is that, like in Warframe, there's a lot of swarming. However, Duet Night Abyss combat feels weightless. Yes. Yes. This is something I've been, like, so many people, like, in Fobits and myself were complaining about. Just, like, the feel of combat and animation and everything just, like, is stiff. Doesn't feel very good. Unimpactful, I don't know how to put it, but it feels kind of empty. For now, I'm obliterating everything with one click, but I'm most certain that in the end game, it will either be that or a wave of elite units that act as bullet sponges. The different game modes are just dumbed down Warframe modes in a small map. And now my second biggest complaint, the characters. I really like their design, but gameplay-wise, I honestly don't get it. I've played Genshin and WoW, and characters having just one skill plus ultimate is not a problem because you are constantly rotating between them. But here, you just use one character, which at the end of the day has two skills and a passive. And from all the characters I used, none of them had this epic, impactful, game-changing feeling to their mechanics. Yeah. Oh, bro, I feel so vindicated. I feel so vindicated seeing this. Because I swear a week ago, I was talking about how I felt like the same way about Duet Night Abyss as I felt about Etheria. Bro, remember? Because like I said, a week ago I was talking about this. I felt when Etheria came up, I thought I was like the weird one out. Because every CC under the planet was glazing Etheria to be this like HSR killer. And I tried it. I thought Etheria was shit. And I really didn't understand it. And then, like, okay, no, I'm not saying Duet Night Abyss is a Etheria tier, okay? I wouldn't say so. I think Duet Night Abyss is a bit better, just because I think the gameplay I enjoy a bit more. But, it's the same way for me with Duet Night Abyss. I've been saying that Duet Night Abyss needs to show more combat. Needs to fucking show their improvements in combat. Everybody's fucking ignoring that, and every content creator under the sun is just like, Gluck, 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 free to play. Gluck, no gotcha. Gluck, monetization. Gluck, like, what? How about the gameplay? Why does nobody care about the gameplay? Like, I see nobody talk about gameplay before the release. Like, brother, I would love someone to go to the last 2 live streams Duet Night Abyss had and compile the total minutes of gameplay that they showcased. And I'm talking actual gameplay, not just fucking characters casting ultimate. All right? In the past 2 live streams, I swear they had less than 3 minutes of gameplay showcased. And here's a very common thing that happens when developers don't like showing certain things in live streams. It probably means it's not fucking good. Listen, when a live stream for a video game shows very little gameplay, what is the first thing, chat, whenever we watch game trailers? What do we say? Oh, it's just cinematics. Oh, where's the gameplay? Where's the gameplay? Where was the criticism for Duet Night Abyss? Nobody's fucking talking about that. Like, we want to see gameplay, man. Like, come on. And I feel like this just got all just brushed under the rug because everybody under the sun was just like, oh my god, it's not gacha! Wow! Like, okay, bro. Like, I'm glad it's not gacha. I'm sure that's what's gonna keep you around, right? Like, what are we smoking? Like, these people are so dumb. Yeah, I can't lie. I didn't even last a day in DNA before I deleted it. Like, it's a rare occasion for me that there's no one core feature that makes me enticed to play. They honestly probably don't have the talent to make it feel better. I guarantee they know the problem, but not the solution. Then everybody should stop glazing it. Am I crazy here? I don't know why people kept glazing it. This is why I remember, bro, it was the most jarring shit too. I remember when I started, like, putting warning signs about Duet Night Abyss, I had little shitheads come into my chat. It's like, Fob, is it because you didn't get sponsored for the watch party? Oh my god, it's because you didn't get the live stream. Now he fucking hates on it. Like, bro, I wasn't hating on it. The game legitimately was not showing anything to fucking actually show that the gameplay was improved. I don't know, man. They removed gacha because they were not confident in the product enough. That's what I think. Maybe. They could be just hanging all their laurels on the non-gacha aspect and hoping that it carries. Warframe had 10 years to cook, but their movement was set in like 2 years, so I don't know what they're coping about. Exactly. You're making up ops, bro. No one was glazing like you said. Do you really think nobody was glazing Duet Night Abyss before its release? What? Brother, what are you saying? Yes, they were. Every gacha game that has come out in the last, like, 6 months, or last 2 months since, or 1 month since Duet Night Abyss's non-gacha thing was like, everybody was like, hell, let's just use M-Dash for an example. What did M-Dash say? Literally, greatest example right here, actually.
Gamers.
Right?
The current state of
greatest
this game,
example right here.
Games already starting to make the changes in their monetization systems. You look at a game, You look at a game like Duet Night Abyss that's coming out.
This was like 90% of the gacha space online for the last like a month or so. Just like every single time a game came out and they were like, you know what, like, but Duet Night Abyss is doing this. Duet Night Abyss is going non-free to play. Is that glaze? Yes? How is that glazing? Okay, wow, listen, because this one, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, we're just pretending like Duet Night Abyss glaze did not exist. It's, I don't even know what to say then, at this point. Like, I don't even know. We just need to go back to when they announced no gacha. Posts on their subreddit, and they deleted their account. What did I say specifically too? At that time, the moment they announced no gacha, everybody just pretended like as if no gacha equated to the gameplay is fun. Or like the game just is like perfect. Legitimately, this is what was happening, right? Duet Night Abyss, glaringly awful like issues with gameplay from CBT 1 and CBT 2, right? Big issues, right? A lot of people who were playing the game said the combat was stiff, the movement needs to be better. And then what Duet Night Abyss does is this. Yo, no gacha! Don't look at this! No gacha! Oh my god! Whoa! Like, that's literally what happened, and then everybody was like, nobody wanted to be like, okay, what about the stuff that happened here? What about the stuff in CBT? Nope, everybody was like, oh my god, no gacha? Oh, wow! Like, I don't know.